Morning, everyone. My name's Charles. I'm a Senior Group Relationship Manager at the Greater Birmingham Chambers of Commerce, and welcome to this Maximising Membership webinar. It's a lovely day today, which is great, and hopefully the weather continues to stay that way for the long weekend. First and foremost, I want to wish everyone. I hope everyone's safe and well during this kind of unprecedented time. It really is a challenging and unprecedented time, and we recognise that. And for businesses, it really is a challenging time, as I say. And I think what we've tried to do at the Greater Birmingham Chambers of Commerce is really recognise that and adapt what we do to make sure that we're supporting as many members and everyone as best that we can. We've adapted, as I say, to kind of keep business moving is our strapline at the moment, and we've done that in a number of ways. And throughout this webinar, what I'll look to do is set out the channels and the benefits that you have access to as a member to maximise those benefits. And what we'll also look at is and explore through my colleague Dan Clark, who's in our policy team, who's also on the webinar. He will look to explore the range of measures, support, all of the information and resources that we've developed and made available through our website to support through the COVID crisis. And again, there's lots of insightful and useful resources there to, as I say, keep business moving, whether it be guidance on the COVID-19 support measures, or some of our other programs, such as the Mind the Gap campaign. More to follow on that. But I think throughout this, what I will kind of emphasize is that now more than ever, it's critical to kind of keep in touch with us. You will all have a relationship manager. And again, I can't stress enough how important it is to reach out to your relationship manager, keep in contact with them. And again, any questions or queries you may have for any of us, whether it be on COVID-19 support measures, or whether it be obviously more specifically on any aspect of your membership, just reach out to us, speak to your relationship manager, and keep in contact. So without further ado, I'll start the presentation. Just first of all, if everyone could use the chat box, perhaps, just to say hello and perhaps provide a couple of lines on the business that you work for and how you can help other members. Just introduce yourself briefly in the chat box, if possible. Yeah, sorry, just to reiterate, if you could use if you can access it, use the public chat box to just add in your name, company name, and perhaps a sentence around what you do, just to, as I say, introduce yourselves across there, and I can have a little look at the businesses that have signed into this today. Perfect. So I can see a few coming through now. We've got Thursfield Solicitors here. We've got Steve Woods as well, which is great. So welcome both. We've got Lindsay, who's a marketing consultant. So welcome, Lindsay. We've got Chloe from Sales Eye as well. Alicia from Arup, an engineering environmental consultant. We've got Mark from Mary One. And my colleague Anne-Marie is also joined from the chamber. Welcome, Anne-Marie. That's great. I'll allow those to keep coming through. And again, any questions or queries, please do use the chat box there. And what we'll make sure we do as well is any time that we say perhaps contact us, we'll make sure at the end of this or throughout that you've all got the appropriate contact details, either for the relationship manager, and again, please get in touch if you're not sure who your relationship manager is. And all through the KBM inbox address that we've set up again for a lot of the COVID-19 support. Fantastic. So I can see all those coming through now, which is great. And hopefully this will kind of stimulate some further conversations and connections as well, which would be great. And that's what we're all about as a chamber. So without further ado, I will begin the presentation. So to set the scene really for new members or existing members that may need a refresher in terms of the Greater Birmingham Chambers Group, we're a business-to-business membership organisation. We have over 3,000 plus chamber business members across these divisions. So the Greater Birmingham Chambers is HQ'd at Edgbaston. We have 6 geographic divisions, which are all listed there: Birmingham, Solihull, Burton, Lichfield and Tamworth, Sutton and Chase. And then we have our 4 additional themed divisions as well. Our Young Professionals division, which is the only division which is a kind of individual separate membership suitable for young professionals that may be on their business journey. And that's again all about professional development. So I think it's £150 plus VAT for an individual person's membership. So again, any questions or queries on that one, do talk to your relationship manager. And then the other 3 divisions, we've got the Asian Business Chamber of Commerce, we've got our Greater Birmingham Transatlantic, and our newest division, the Greater Birmingham Commonwealth Chamber of Commerce, all about kind of promoting trade with Commonwealth countries. So those last 2, Transatlantic and Commonwealth, very much about international trade. I think Birmingham's historically always been an international trader, and we have a focus on that and look to encourage and support that as best we can. So those are the divisions. You'll usually be given a division on signing up, but in effect, once you're a member of one, other than for the future faces, as I mentioned, once you're a member of one, you're effectively a member of all. So you may join as a Solihull member, but you can engage across the group. You can attend events across the group. And actually, what I would say is get to know your division as well. So if you are based in the region, whether it be Burton or Solihull, for example, or Sutton Coldfield, get to know the divisional director that operates in that area. Get to know the team behind that division as well, to interact with what's going on in that particular area as much as the wider Greater Birmingham area. So again, just a short slide here on some of our themed divisions. I mentioned the Asian Business Chamber of Commerce. That, of course, is not limited to Asian businesses, but is predominantly made up of them. And again, you can connect with each and every one of these through membership, and then the Future Faces division, and then the 2 international divisions there as well. So in terms of the membership makeup, what we've done is we've almost set a level of membership up to recognise the different types of businesses that are out there, the different sizes of businesses, and we've got an entry point for each type. So we've got startup memberships for newly founded businesses. We've got the bulk of our membership, which is the standard level membership. We have Premier and then 1813 as our kind of higher level memberships as you move up the scale and cost points. Again, a point on this, if you have any queries or questions on the levels above the one that you're on, again, speak to your relationship manager. It'd be good to get an idea actually of where most people sit that are on that. So if you want to post in the chat box, generally what level of membership you hold with us, that would be great. So I mentioned at the start, kind of getting to know your relationship manager, and this is a kind of really important part of the membership. The team that I work in, headed up by Gary Birch, is here to support you and to help make the membership work for you. Membership is actually quite a fluid relationship. It's always about adapting and understanding you, and then working with you really to work on the best benefits that will get the results that you're looking for. And as I say, there's a team of us. So there's myself, my colleague Jim, Daniel Joyce, Paula Charles, Anne Marie, Gary Birch, as I say, that heads up the team, Kieran, Jane Jackson, Samantha, who's in our Solihull division, Chris Brewerton, who actually looks after our Sutton, Lichfield and Tamworth division, and Chris Nixon. So again, if you're not sure who your relationship manager is, please let us know, and we'll point you in the right direction. And again, your relationship manager is really your main point of contact throughout the membership, and will help you in accessing all of the benefits. And again, it's always worth a regular conversation, whether it be on a kind of monthly basis, just to check in, to have a bit of a catch up. You can perhaps outline to the relationship manager what to do and what's happening in your business. And again, we can then advise on appropriate channels, and starting to engage with the membership benefits that I'll now talk about shortly. So great to see people using the chat box as well. I can see there's quite a few Premier members that are coming through. So actually a point on this presentation, actually, this is kind of more of a generic presentation. It doesn't really focus on kind of any particular level or the benefits at the higher levels of membership. It's more about accessing the benefits that are there for most levels of membership. So in terms of opportunities and connections, you know, we as a chamber, we're all about the connect, support and grow. The connect part is obviously more of a challenge at the moment, given the situation with COVID-19. But what we're doing, as I said before, is all that we can to adapt to the scenario and to help keep business moving. And one of the things we're doing, a bit like today, is moving our events across a series of webinars. And we've done this quite quickly. It hasn't always happened without technological challenges, but we're doing all that we can, as I say, to support members with webinars. And those webinars span a range of different areas, from COVID-19 support webinars that might be on, for example, accessing the furlough scheme. I think there's one tomorrow, actually, a legal support webinar on employment, I believe. So again, if you haven't done so, check the website. All of our webinars go onto the website. You can book on via the website, and as I say, there's a real vast range of those, whether they be training webinars, whether they're about business growth, whether they're informative. We did one, actually, I tuned into one yesterday on working with or gaining opportunities through the HS2 project, which of course is a fundamental infrastructure project to our region, and is bringing lots of jobs and lots of opportunities. So again, as a chamber, what we did yesterday is put on a webinar around accessing those opportunities, and how you can engage with HS2 through their procurement channels. Actually, we're doing a similar webinar with the Commonwealth Games. Again, fantastic news that we won the bid for the Commonwealth Games. That's at the moment happening in 2022. And again, we'll bring a lot of economic opportunity for the region. I think on the 15th of May this month, we're doing a webinar with the organising committee. I think it's with the finance director. And again, that will be all about accessing opportunities around the Commonwealth Games. So again, there's a part of what we do is all about those opportunities, the public infrastructure opportunities, and working with large providers to access those opportunities. And again, if you're not sure, if you haven't seen something, if you've got questions on a particular area, get in touch with your relationship manager. Just a point here around keeping or following us across various platforms. Again, we're doing so much to keep the region informed, to keep businesses aware of what's going on, up to date with all the latest developments across the government in relation to COVID-19, but also in terms of what we're doing. And as I say, I mentioned those webinars and other support areas. So make sure you're kind of following us. I mentioned at the start that now more than ever, it's important to keep in contact with us. If you haven't done so, and I'm sure this may be a point in a later slide, but if you haven't done so, make sure you're signed up to our daily communications and these social channels as well. The daily communications, we do a daily Chamberlink newsletter, which goes out digitally by email to over 15,000 businesses now. And again, via the website, you can sign up to make sure that you're receiving all of our communications. And also, as I say through this slide, please do follow us across those social channels as well, from Twitter to Facebook and LinkedIn. We're also making a lot of the webinars available. So if you missed one, for example, if you like the sound of the HS2 webinar, you can access that post event. So again, we'll make sure we're posting about that and making those channels clear and visible. So another huge part of the Chamber membership is kind of all about raising your profile and contributing. And again, now more than ever, this has really been put into the spotlight, given the unprecedented situation created by this coronavirus. Again, now more than ever, we want to hear from members. We want to feature your content. We want to share best practice. And again, we rely on members to do that. So there are a range of channels in which you can do that. And the first of which, as you can see there, is featuring in our newsletter. So I mentioned that we have a daily digital Chamberlink news. Again, please do make sure to sign up for that newsletter. But what you'll see in there is that businesses feature through that daily newsletter. It goes out to over 15,000 people that are signed up to receive it. And what we need from you to potentially feature in there is a press piece, a press release, a news story, a good news story from you. And that could be sort of 250 to 500 words with an image. Again, talk it through with your relationship manager. They will be able to advise on the best types of features that come through. And again, what we're looking for here is business news. So it's not advertorial, it is editorial. So whether you're expanding, for example, whether you're taking on apprentices, for example, whether you've won an award, which a few of mine have, won national awards recently, you might be doing some charitable work. And again, I think with the developing situation with coronavirus, businesses are really turning to this. I've had some fantastic stories through from businesses around what they've done at this time to support others, both people and businesses. There was a business that featured in the e-news recently that had contributed to the Nightingale Hospital effort. So again, chat this through with your relationship manager. They'll be able to advise and submit your content through to us for consideration. The next point is around kind of using our logos. There's a great deal of credibility that comes from being a member of the Chamber, both both nationally and internationally. So again, make sure that you download those logos, add them to websites, emails internally and things. So use those logos. Member marketplace offers. So again, what we've developed through our website is effectively a portal where members can buy and sell. It's a great area to go if you're looking for something. You might see an offer that might be of interest to you, but also you're entitled to submit an offer to the wider membership base, and that's all done via our website. Again, talk to your relationship manager, work with your relationship manager if you're not sure. But through our website, there is a membership tab. You can go to that membership tab and go to the member market offers and upload an offer. And again, it's a straightforward process through the website. And again, that could be products and services. I know that there's quite a few free trials on there at the moment for different products and services. So again, as we move, given the coronavirus, as we move to more digital platforms, that member marketplace could really be a valuable place to go to build new connections and to market your products. Another resource through the website is our business membership directory, and here you will find a list of all of our member companies, and you will also have your own listing as a member on that directory. And this can be useful for, again, we have 3,000 members, as I mentioned at the start. So this can be useful for really building intelligence around, around the types of companies that are in membership. You may then, look towards marketing to a specific company once you've established that they're members. So do have a little look at the directory. You can filter it by different sectors, again, just to establish within the scope of membership, which members you really want to be building a relationship with. A final one on here is our blogs. Another digital resource. Blogs are a great way of sharing content, sharing best practice. And as I say, at the moment, they've really come to the front. They're really a fantastic way of businesses sharing best practice, as I say, at this challenging time. I suppose, again, there's two elements to that. There may be subject matter, there may be updates, there may be content that you want to share, or an opinion on a certain topic that you want to share via a blog. And again, you can do that via our website. There's again a portal to submit blogs and speak to your relationship manager here if you're not sure. It is under the membership tab under the website. But again, with COVID-19, and I do feel I'm saying that a lot today, but I think it's a sign of the times. Blogs again are becoming a really useful way to engage with the chamber membership to, as I say, offer best practice around different areas. I know that, again, working with some of the members that I have, they've used them in a variety of different ways. Some have talked, some legal firms, for example, have talked about some of the repercussions of legal changes in certain areas at this time. So again, it's a way to raise your profile, get your kind of company name out there, get your brand out there, and also at this time support other businesses. So do use the blogs and the offers. I'm just having a look here. I can see a couple of different points coming through in terms of articles for the Chamberlink newsletter. As I say, best place to send those through to would be your relationship manager in the first instance. They can have a look and advise on that. A point to say, we can't feature everything, but as relationship managers, we're there to certainly advise, look at it before passing it on to our press team, who obviously look after editing the magazine as well as the digital content. And that leads me on to another point around our monthly magazine as well. So as well as being digital, we do also have a printed monthly magazine. So again, when you're submitting content through to us, it may appear in the digital news, it may appear in the printed magazine, and it may appear in both. So again, anytime that you've got anything, please do talk to us, talk to your relationship manager, and submit that content. So to move on to the next slide here, just a short point around kind of digital strategy. So again, I've kind of gone through the ways in which you can engage with us as a chamber and the channels available digitally, whether it be the member offers, the blogs, the press and PR. That's all part of the membership cost. So there's no additional cost for any of those. They're all integral to membership. But if there are certainly channels that we have available, such as advertising, whether it be from the website to our daily newsletter that I mentioned. So again, for any of this, if you feel you want to give something a particular push, a particular focus, you want to get that in our daily news on one of the 3 banners that we put on those newsletters, then speak to your relationship manager. And equally, we have slots available on our website as well for monthly advertising. And our website, is going from strength to strength, particularly at the moment. We're seeing more and more users come through. I think the average click rate is we get around about 30,000 plus visitors to our website on a monthly basis. And in terms of the newsletters, as I say, we're really engaged, reputable. We've got around about 15,000 plus individuals signed up to those. So it's a really powerful tool, both B2B, but potentially also B2C as well. So even though we're a business to business organization, membership organization, there are of course people within businesses. So again, now more than ever, reach out and engage through those channels and potentially discuss additional channels as well. Just before I hand over to my colleague Dan in our policy team to talk to you about the kind of COVID-19 support resources, one final point to make on chamber benefits. I think in a later slide we've got kind of a maximising membership slide around using our digital toolkit, which kind of neatly brings everything together and summarises all of the channels that I've been talking about. But one point on that I'd like to highlight is our partner benefits section. So at the back of that toolkit, there's a list of additional partner benefits that you receive. And I think now more than ever, we've seen the importance of people within a business, particularly given the coronavirus crisis and the way that we've all adapted to kind of digital and home working. So actually what you get as part of your chamber membership through BHSF is additional kind of partner benefits, and there's some great offers on there, discount vouchers. You can prepay for vouchers that then provide discounts in shops. So it's available for all members. I find it's often widely missed, but it can be a really great source to give back to employees, for employees to utilise. So do push that out across the team. And also, we do also have a legal helpline as part of that toolkit as well. It's provided by Composite Legal. So again, any questions on that? I think I've had a few members that have found that really useful of late, particularly given issues around furloughing, unemployment law with staff, with regards to staff. So again, the HR helpline can be a really useful tool. I'll come back to that, but just wanted to put that in there now as well. But I'll hand over to our resident policy team member, Dan, who's going to talk to you all about what they've got going on and all of the COVID-19 support resources. So Dan, over to you.
Thanks, Charles. Good morning, everyone. So I'm just going to provide sort of like a brief overview of the role of the policy team at the Chamber. And then I'm also just going to touch upon, as Charles mentioned, just some of the support activity that we are doing around COVID-19. So just first of all, to begin with, in terms of the role of the policy team at the Chamber, a key part of our role is researching trends and key issues that are affecting the local business community. So how do we do this? Well, we go out and survey our members on a quarterly basis. We ask them a number of set questions, sort of around, business confidence, business investment, how are your domestic sales, what are your recruitment intentions, and we also ask an open-ended question sort of each time, which is basically just asking, what is your principal business concern at the moment? All of this we then feed back. We collate all of this data and then we produce a report each time, which is our quarterly business report, and we present the findings at a launch event at Birmingham City University each quarter. So please do keep an eye on that on the Chamber website if you would like to attend. And just on that, as I say, if you are able to spare a few minutes to complete the survey each time, this data is just proves very useful, and it provides an evidence base for our engagement activity and lobbying and stakeholder activity. So, and as a thank you for completing the survey, you will be entered into a prize draw each time, and the prize is, as I say, it's different each quarter. Another part of our role in the policy team is producing concise and easy to read briefing papers on the key topics that matter to businesses. So just an example of this recently would be the budget. So we produced a briefing paper outlining sort of the key policies that may impact upon the business community. The briefing papers also provide guidance, and where appropriate, we also signpost you to further resources. We also produce a number of briefing papers on the latest sort of procurement opportunities that are available to local businesses. So Charles sort of mentioned it earlier with the webinars, but if you're interested in finding out more information on the latest procurement opportunities around Commonwealth Games or HS2, please do go to our website and look under the research and campaigning section, and you'll be able to find out more information on that. Another key aspect of our role is we engage with stakeholders and campaign on our members' behalf. So just to sort of give you a recent example of sort of the kind of activity we'd undertake around this, would be our activity around the Birmingham Clean Air Zone. So ever since the launch of the policy, the announcement of the policy, and the consultation phase, we've hosted a number of private roundtables with our members and representatives of Birmingham City Council. So our members have been able to talk about the policy with the councillors and relay any of their concerns about the policy and what types of support they would like to see. We've also gone out to our members on the Clean Air Zone and surveyed them and asked for their feedback on it. We have then collated this feedback and submitted a formal consultation response. Just after that, we've also, after the consultation period, we've also then launched, run a number of briefing events for Chamber members. So, for instance, they'll be able to go along, find out more information on the policy, and again, talk to council representatives. We've also partnered with the council to produce a toolkit on the Clean Air Zone. So if you want to find out more information on the parameters, for instance, of the zone, more about the support options that are available to your business, or just to check whether your vehicle's compliant, there's more information on the Chamber website on that. So that sort of just gives just a flavour of some of the activity that we engage in. We engage with. And I'd also just like to touch on the fact that we also represent Chamber members on a number of public sector boards, such as the West Midlands Mayor's Business Advisory Group and the Birmingham Skills and Employment Board. And finally, I'd just like to mention that as the policy team, we coordinate a number of policy campaigns throughout the year to encourage take-up of best practice amongst the business community. So I'd like to specifically mention the biggest campaign we run each year, which is the Grow Through People campaign. The aim of the campaign is basically to help local businesses boost their productivity through improved leadership and people management skills. So essentially, we want to help local businesses learn the latest techniques, advice, guidance on how to get the best out of their workforce. So throughout this campaign, we run a number of events over a period of around 4 weeks. We also produce podcasts with high-profile guest experts. And there's also a lot of content on the Chamber website, which has been provided by Chamber members and using their expertise, thought leadership pieces, blog posts. So just if this is something that you potentially be interested in taking part in next year, please do speak to your relationship manager. We expect expression of interest forms to go out later in the year. So if you'd be interested in potentially speaking at an event or providing content, then as I say, please do speak to your relationship manager about that. Just to move on now to discuss some of the support we've been providing for members around COVID-19. So we have launched a GB Chamber chat, which is on Twitter every day from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So this is digital networking. So please, if you'd like to get involved, please do. With that, we've also, you can advertise member-to-member offers on the member marketplace, advertising your services. We've also provided a coronavirus COVID-19 hub. So this has a number of resources and information that you can go to looking for advice. There's plenty of content from Chamber members, so like blog posts on tips on remote working or mental health and well-being during this period, or just general coronavirus support. We've also, as Charles mentioned, running a number of webinars, and we'll be continuing to do so moving forward. We also, as Charles mentioned earlier, there's the legal and HR helpline. So if you would like to seek advice on a legal matter, please do speak to your relationship manager, and they will be able to provide you with the details around that. We also undertaking a number of lobbying and campaigning activity at the moment, but I will touch upon that just in a minute. We're also supporting the PPE West Midlands campaign, which is being run by the West Midlands Combined Authority. So they're basically at the moment they're looking for manufacturers that could potentially be repurposed to produce medical grade PPE, so hand sanitizer, for instance, or face visors for care homes. So if you are a business that's able to help with that, or of businesses within your contacts, please do share this information with them. And the information is on the Chamber website. We also, at the moment, as mentioned, we've got a lot of thought leadership content on the website through blog posts videos that have been provided by Chamber members. So as I say, if you would like to contribute any content or some tips from what your business is doing during this period on working digitally and remotely or personal well-being, please do go to the Chamber website for more information, and you'll be able to contact us to submit your content. And as Charles sort of mentioned earlier, there's the Chamberlink daily articles. So we are keeping businesses up to date regularly. The support is changing from week to week that the government's able to provide. So please do sign up for Chamberlink, just so you can keep abreast of the latest changes. And I just wanted to highlight this particular grid that we put together within the policy team. It's a coronavirus government support grid that we put together. So basically any government support that has been announced for businesses and charities is on this grid. It explains what each scheme is, what's the criteria for the scheme, further information on how you can access it, and whether it's available now. So as I say, if you would like to find out more information on each scheme, please do visit that on the Chamber website. There's a big grid at the top of the web page, which will say COVID-19, so you'll be able to access it there. And finally, I just wanted to run through some of the stats on the support that we've delivered to Chamber members throughout March and April. This is across the Chamber team as a whole. So we've provided 34 top stories in Chamberlink Daily on the latest COVID-19 business news. So as I said, as major announcements have come forward, we've been keeping businesses informed on what the new support from the government is. Chamber staff have made around 3,480 calls to local businesses during this period. We've also had around 15,044 views of coronavirus pages on the Chamber website. We've delivered around 20 webinars for over 714 delegates, and we've had about 176 companies contact the Keep Business Moving inbox that Charles mentioned earlier as well, just around support queries or providing content. And finally, I just wanted to, as I mentioned earlier, just to talk about some of the lobbying and the stakeholder engagement we're doing at the moment around coronavirus. So in the policy team, we have produced our Mind the Gap report. This report basically sets out the gaps in existing government support for businesses that need to be addressed. So we're essentially shining a spotlight on some of the businesses that have fallen through the cracks in terms of government support. So within the report, it contains a number of anonymous case studies from businesses that have come forward. But it also sets out what we'd like to see from the government in terms of policy and support packages. So as I say, we are with this report, we are making sort of weekly submissions to the Birmingham Parliamentary Coronavirus Group, which is being headed up by Liam Byrne MP. We are also sending weekly reports into the relevant government department, BAYS at the moment, on the latest intelligence that businesses are providing us with. So as I say, if you are able to provide a case study to us at the moment, sort of detailing how your business has been impacted by coronavirus, please do contact us on the Keep Business Moving email address, which is at the bottom of the slide there. As I say, it's really important, and we are continuing to feed this back to whether it's local MPs or nationally through the British Chambers of Commerce. So if you feel that your business has fallen through the cracks, there's not any existing support available to you, please do email us on the Keep Business Moving inbox. Thank you very much for your time this morning, and I'm just going to hand back over to Charles now.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dan. That was a really useful insight into all that the policy team are doing. I think that just one point from me, it's a often overlooked aspect of membership with regards to the kind of campaigning, the insight, the intelligence and support that the policy team at the Chamber provides. So again, now more than ever, make use of the resources that are available. The team are doing a great job there to make sure that your voice is heard as well. So again, through the Mind the Gap campaign, for example, reach out to us, contact us if you're unsure about something, whether it be COVID related or Chamber membership related. Reach out to us. I can't sort of reiterate that point enough. Just in terms of the final few slides before we hand over, I'm conscious of time actually now. So in terms of the final few slides, we'll go through these and then we'll just get through a couple of questions perhaps if we can. So another aspect actually of membership that again is often overlooked is our international services. So we have a Department of International Trade. It's headed up by my colleague Mandy Hack. And again, there's a load of resources here that are useful and important for any business that is trading internationally, whether it be translation services, for example. We have an internal translations teams that can support, and actually they've adapted during this crisis and can provide remote over the phone translation services. So again, they're still there. They're still helping keep business moving. So again, reach out to us if that would be of use. Similarly, export documentation. If you're exporting and you require documentation, certificate of origins, for example, import-export docs. Again, reach out to us. We provide all of those services, and members do get a discount on their documentations. We have a team of specialist international trade advisors. Again, they're there free advice and support around trading internationally. So please speak to your relationship manager if you haven't spoken to a Department of International Trade advisor in the region, and we can refer you on. And events as well, they're doing lots of events again. They've moved to webinars. I think there's an international trade conference that we're about to announce that will be via digital means. So again, keep in contact so we can signpost you to these things, and don't overlook the full breadth of what the Chamber has to offer, including our international services. Again, I mentioned before about kind of maximising the benefits, and that everything is contained within a really useful and helpful member toolkit. You can access that toolkit via our website through the membership tab. And again, really useful, really extensive. Lots of resources on there, lots of do's and don'ts as such, lots of links to the areas that I've mentioned throughout today. But of course, don't let that replace the real person that is here to help support you in your relationship manager. Again, make sure you know who that is and keep in contact with them. So here's just a nice snippet from our website. Again, I mentioned that the membership tab that you can see along there, that's where you can access a lot of the areas, the channels that I've referred to throughout this membership, throughout this webinar, sorry. The Maximise Your Membership, the membership toolkit is available through that drop down. The directories below that, the member offers are below that, and there's lots on there that you can engage with. And again, there's the link to the member toolkit and also our member download portal, which is where you will also find the logos and things that I mentioned. So I think we're almost there. I think you've heard enough from me. In terms of just kind of bringing everything together, again, please, to reiterate, keep in contact with us. Reach out if you've got any questions or queries. We're here to help. Now more than ever, as I said at the start, we want to support you. We're doing all that we can to keep business moving. And hopefully you can see from today that there really is an extensive range of benefits, a real breadth, as I mentioned, of benefits that you have access to. And it's about working with your relationship manager to tap into those that will work best for you, whether it be contributing via a blog and sharing best practice, whether it be uploading member offers to keep your business moving and reach out to new customers and contacts, whether it be engaging with the webinars and opening opportunities that way with HS2, for example, as we've mentioned, or the Commonwealth Games. But follow us on social. Make sure you sign up to our communications, as I mentioned, the daily digital news. Keep in touch with your relationship manager. Spread the word as well. If you're a large organisation, communicate the fact that you have a chamber membership across the team, so that everybody can start using it. Because again, it often won't fall into one person's hands. You know, I think this covers operations, this covers marketing, it covers business development. So share the membership around a team, and as mentioned, you know, use the membership directory, use the logos, and keep in touch. And I think here again a kind of final slide from me. As I mentioned before, our kind of strap line is connect, support, and grow. Chamber membership is a partnership. We're here to work with you, but again, make that time for us. You know, give us a call. Keep in touch with your relationship manager. Use the services, take advantages of everything. Use the membership toolkit, and if there is anything we can help with, again, please keep in contact. We don't know what we don't know. So if you've got an issue, query, please do get in touch. I think that probably concludes everything from my side. I'm kind of conscious that there's quite kind of a lot there that we've thrown at you in a short space of time. Are there any initial questions at this stage? If we just do a short Q&A, I'm conscious of time, but if we just do a short Q&A, has anybody got any questions that they want to ask? Please add those in the chat box. So nothing coming through at the moment. Any burning questions from anyone? Hopefully I've done myself and Dan have done a good job of running through everything, and that's a positive thing that there are no questions. But if there are anything, please do submit those. Again, just to close, you know, if you have got anything that is a burning question, a query, speak to your relationship manager. Get in contact with us via those email addresses, the KBM address, or as I say, via your relationship manager. I think all that's left to say from me is, you know, I look forward to seeing everyone when we're out the other side of this. I hope everyone stays safe, stays well, and keep in contact with us. Again, as I mentioned before, if there's anything we can do to help, please stay in contact. So yeah, thank you very much for your time today. Stay safe, stay well, and see you on the other side. Take care.